Well, new day. Kind of my wheels mocked up again. Sitting where they're supposed to be. The plan, I think, now is I'm just going to get the box pretty much situated where I think I should have it. And pull these fenders off. And get my other wheels in there. Not that I can do anything with them, but they're there. And yeah. I mean, the box fits pretty good for the most part. I think I have to mount it a little high just to get around the fuel sender and stuff. But I think where it's kind of resting is okay. I just want to semi get it squared up. And yeah, then I can come up with a game plan what I'm doing with the cab. She's going to be a little miserable to load stuff in, that's for sure. But, oh well. I guess I'll have to work with it, make it work. So, now I'm just going to try to get all these fenders off. I think I started them. I'm trying to get them unbolted. I'll get another one of my super singles there just to see, you know, how it looks. If that's about right where the axle should be and stuff. So pretty much I just got to go in. I doubt anything is going to want to unbolt, so I'm probably just going to zip cut all the bolts off. That's the easier the way to do it. And get both sides off, and then whatever. I guess maybe I'll bolt the box down so it's sitting in a permanent spot and won't shuffle around. Then we can figure out what I'm doing with the cab here. I'm going crew cab, that's the idea. So I gotta do that. I gotta figure out my other fenders, and yeah, I got a whole lot of stuff going on. The other blue truck I had out, I'm gonna use those fenders on the back box. So pretty much shave. The lights will come off, but I'm gonna keep these for my signals and stuff. And then maybe use this one down here for a backup light, or I don't know. Not sure. All I know is I don't need these big buggers on there, so we'll take them off. And then start carving up the other cab, I guess we'll have to do once I get this mounted. I'd love to have the adapters just so I can roll her out, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go. So we got our wheel adapters made, but we still need to do a little bit of work with them. Well, let's have to countersink the nuts some more, and we have to open up this flange. So we're close. We didn't have anything to compare it to, so we kind of just made them on the fly. So getting there. Got those on. At least I can roll the truck for now. And then yeah. At least he's a roller. I'm not sure if he's picking them up and gonna fix them up yet, or we're gonna do them later. We'll see. That's why I only put 3 studs in, just because if you had to do some machining on there, it'll just be easy to push those back out again. But right now I'm gonna bolt down all my body mounts. I am gonna make this front cross member that I need to bolt the front cradle in. And yeah, start measuring up some rads and stuff. Wow, I have a rad here that came out of an old F-150 or an F-100 Ford pickup. There you go, 64 Ford F-100, which looks like it's about the right size, so it should work. Just got to move the top tank over, or the outlet over, and then we should be golden. So I've got this plate, and I've just sandwiched on a piece of 2x3, to which gets us pretty close to that mount under there. So the idea is This will go in, it's going to bolt, and I'm going to bend the edges just to give it some extra strength. So I'm just going to take this to the brake, or the press, and give these a slight kink. So there's some more strength to it. And quickly bolt it, tack it, and then I can take it off, weld this thing fully. And then I can weld that onto the truck. So you have the mount all buzzed in. It's boxed in here. I'm gonna do a couple welds on the backside yet, but you can see she's all welded in, sitting. So that's done. The rest of the cab is bolted down. Not sure what I'm gonna do next. I think I'm gonna make the tranny cross member. I'll jack the transmission up, get her where she's supposed to be, and figure out what I gotta do to make my mount off of there. Okie doke. I am to my junker donor here. I need to find my pedal assembly. So I need this. I need some other stuff too, but I don't know. For now, this will do. My floor is pretty straightforward and going to stay flat, so that's cool. I don't need to cut anything out of here. Yep, I think it's all I need right now. Just my pedals. We may as well try to make her start and stop while I'm waiting for some space to free up in my shop. So for pedals and steering, I'm going with a GM steering column, tilt. No dangly bits on the column, cool. And then the pedal assembly, I'm using the stock 2nd gen stuff. So hopefully that will all work and fit. Gonna, I guess, test fit and see if she'll work. But for now, I gotta basically rip out that stock column and get all that fuzz out of the front, so I can I gotta get that out, and then I gotta get the, I guess that'd be an expansion tank or something that would have been with the old motor. I gotta go pull that off. And then we can see where all our pedals are gonna hang and sit, if they're usable where they are or not. So my time-lapse camera screwed up, but anyways, I got the firewall, well, most of the stuff out of the firewall here. My pedals look like they're gonna fit pretty good. Like there's tons of room under there. Let's see if I can get a light. There's a ton of room on the firewall, nothing going on there. The gas pedal will have to tweak a bit, but the pedals have to go up. I know they don't normally line up dead nuts in the middle of my console. They kind of sit off, which is weird, but whatever, is what it is. So yeah, trying to mock some of this stuff up. Kind of get it close to where I gotta be, but I'm probably gonna pull the heater out and start clearing around the motor here, figure out what I'm gonna stick on there for my housing. I lifted the transmission up a bit, so I'll have to clearance for the 4x shifter. The 4x is okay. I don't need any of that funky hump out of the other truck for this thing, so I won't need to use any of that floor. But I do have to trim some more here. Like I think the back, my hump is going to start around here somewhere, because the bell housing's up into the floor here a bit. So I gotta get this off. I'll just clean all this junk out of here, and then we'll figure out where we are here once I get all that stuff out of the way. Well, this feels okay. It's kind of annoying though. Hey, look how off the gauges are. If I was sitting in this seat and this is comfy, that's where the steering wheel is straight to me. I hate that. I think I offset it on my truck, but it was almost annoying because now the steering wheel was offset. Like I moved everything over so it was kind of square on my red truck, but it drives me nuts too because the steering wheel's like over to my one side. I just drive off my shoulder. But that's there. Pedals are down there. They're all in a good spot. So that worked out really well. That actually, there's this bar, piece of angle, and this piece just kind of bangs up against it and kind of puts it in the right spot. So, yeah, that's relatively easy. I'll pop down and I'll show you. So inside, I don't know, you can actually see or not, but anyways, there's a piece of angle. This thing's sitting up against it. So then now I can do my clutch and my hydro boost. So I can pretty much mark those, drill the holes. I'll have to see how the clutch mounts. I think it's just press, like it goes in there and locks. Yeah, this seems pretty straightforward. Then this actually lines up with the dash there. And it almost lines up with this steering column on top of that. So if I can make up my mount there, make an extra one, you know, make a few extra mounts to brace everything, this should be a pretty easy pedal assembly. This pedal is like too far away. Well, I have to modify it because it'll just hit the floor on top of the craziness that I got to figure out for my tunnel yet. I pulled out this floor pan because I kind of butched it up when I was doing that. But I can probably take from the other truck, like that side to here's not terrible. This heater, I have no idea what's going on with it. It is a brute to take apart. So I'm not sure. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a half a doghouse here, and I'll make a removable upper section in case I have to service a valve train or do something like that. I got to make sure there's enough room to take everything off and pull it out. That makes sense. Everything else I can kind of go relatively tight. That's not a big deal, but yeah. I don't know. I'll finish up making the pedals and then I'll figure out the other stuff. Let's go with the easy and then figure out the hard after. Not feeling super motivated, but I feel at least if I bolt some chunks of my floor in or make something, I'll at least have been productive tonight. Well, I've done other stuff, I guess, but not feeling super motivated, but I feel at least if I bolt some chunks of my floor in or make something, I'll at least have been productive tonight. Well, I've done other stuff, I guess, but I like to feel I'm a little more productive than I have been here for the past hour or so. Okay. So I'm just kind of rough fitting in my floor. If the factory unbolted, I feel it's probably a smart idea to make it unbolt. So this, I'm gonna have to remake this part of the floor here yet. But being the way I've cut stuff up, I'm gonna leave a lot of it and figure out things later here. So let's start with this. I'm gonna slice this out, see if that looks usable. And then I guess I'll just make all the floors in removable sections because it's pretty easy to work on the motor and stuff if you just unbolt the floor. I guess the International had something going for itself when it made these removable floor sections, but I'm gonna keep trimming this stuff out till it turns into something I can use. Okay, so that's a usable floor. This gas pedal's got to get modified because I don't get any throttle out of it right now. Probably just going to cut it and I'll kind of redo the pedal. Yeah. So stuff is kind of breathing around there, so it's not too bad. I'll have to make a blister thing to go around this doodad stuff there. Not a big deal. This will be a little tricky around here, but we'll get her figured out. If I have to, I'll put a different gas pedal in there. So, yeah. I don't know. Kind of feeling lazy. I think that's where I'm going to maybe leave her tonight. Didn't do too bad. Yeah, whatever. And it's just about 10 o'clock, so yeah, I think I'll call her a night. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Not sure where I left off. We had done some floor work last night, so that still looks the same. I don't feel like working on that right now. So let's start with the drive shaft. I gotta shorten that thing down. So let's do that right away. Get that out of the way. And then I'll do the tranny cross member. Maybe I'll do that first. And then I have to remember to order the proper mount. I still have the old one here, as broken as it is, but I can at least use it for mock-up. Get it things where they're sitting. I was kind of staring at it last night, and it actually looks like, if I can get you guys under here, like the cross member is kind of weird and offset. There's an offset to the cross member. See if this works here. See, the cross member kind of tilts forward. So I'm actually wondering if I unbolt it and turn it around backwards. One of the bolt holes won't line up, but I should be able to make something work. Hope this isn't too crappy and you can actually see what I'm talking about. But anyways, I'm gonna jack it up and I think I'll start with that. I'll unbolt that sucker and then I'll see if I can, if this flipping it around, because you can see where the original mount is, it's down here. And it's got to go to there. So it's not crazy. It's like whatever, it's like 6 inches back. Which this will probably get it pretty close, because I think if I made a mount off of here, that's pretty far for it. If I went off of this plate to wherever it is supposed to be here. I guess I could gusset it, it wouldn't be terrible. So this worked out pretty good. I flipped the cross member around. I know I was going to have a lot of jabber talk before, and I just decided to spin it around, which then got it the line. It was actually lined up with the mount. I had to drill new holes because I guess it was offset. And then I had to build the spacer to get my motor level with how I raised it in the front. But yeah, so it's all bolted in, it's good. I didn't put the skid plate on because, well, I'm not off-roading this thing, and there's a long way before it's actually going to hit anything under here. So that is good. Bolted in, done. Next thing we're going to do is, may as well do the drive shaft. Get that out of the way. And yeah, so let's cut that down, get her together, so we can get a little bit closer to making this thing self-mobile. Well, he rolled her back. She's looking pretty good. She's big, but she's looking good. I got the drive shaft all cut up. It's in, welded, done. I'm not going to bother with the exhaust because I do want to put stacks on it at some point. The drive angle's a little, I don't know. Should be okay. If I have to, I'll pull one shim out under the transmission and just bring everything down just a hair bit more. But yeah. Kind of rolled her back. You can get a look at this big girl the way she's sitting. Oh, but yeah, look at that. Looking good with them tires on there. So the plan, I guess, is later I'll bring in the other truck and start stripping that one down. Because I got to get the fenders. I want to see how the fenders fit with this box, if they fit nice or not. And then the other cab has some damage that I got to fix before I can cut it up, because I want to use, I'm basically going to use the full doors. So this is going to be a full crew cab. And I have a spare set of doors, so I can actually use, I have like a front part. I can make the doors perfectly square. So that's kind of the plan. But yeah, I'm thinking that's where I'm going to end this one though. We basically got our drive shaft done. We got our transmission mounted. I just have to get a new bushing. We have our pedals in. They sort of work. I have my steering column in, sort of. It's where it's got to be. I got to do a whole bunch of bracing behind the cab, the dash there. So I want to pull the gauges and stuff out. That is the plan there. And, well, I think that's where I'm going to leave this one. I think the video's got enough length to her. I'll thank you guys for watching. If you haven't, subscribe. That'd be great. But yeah, thanks. We'll catch you on the next one.